Hello everyone, welcome to week 6 of Social Work 552. I hope all is going well. We are almost halfway through the course and you guys are doing an amazing job. So keep up the great work. I just wanted to encourage you. I know you guys are taking on a lot and working full time, going to school and also interning. So it's certainly admirable. So keep it going, and I'm here if you need any support or help along the way. So great. So you have one assignment that is essentially due this week, which is your discussion post. And what you're going to talk about this week is you're going to describe a client encounter where you employed the strengths perspective. Was it difficult? And if so, what made it difficult? How did it affect your interaction? And how might this interaction have been different without your use of the strengths perspective? So incorporate support from this week's reading in your post. So just to give you an idea, if you're kind of like, want to paint a picture of an example of what I may be looking for is, sometimes we do encounter clients who can be really difficult and sometimes trigger something in us that makes it hard, honestly, sometimes to see those strengths. So let's just say you have a client, for example, I have a mother who her son is currently in foster care and we're servicing him in one of our programs, and I've learned that she's displaying a lot of anger and frustration with everyone else because she's just mad at the system for, taking her son. However, some of her strengths is that she's very proactive. She's very involved in his life and she's working on everything and anything to get him back. So, a couple of our meetings have been intense in a school setting, but I pulled her to a one-on-one session and I utilized the strengths-based perspective, and I told her how proud of her I was and I appreciated her for being so supportive. And interestingly enough, she actually told me that was the first time she had heard that from anyone, right? Not from her mom, not from her family, not from people that was supposed to be advocating for her. So that was really powerful. And then in those moments, the strengths-based perspective allowed us to kind of work through a bigger goal, right? So it had affected me. How did it affect your interaction? Of course, it ended positively, which is awesome. And it would have been different maybe if I didn't tell her, and point out her strength, because a lot of the discussions have been around what she has and has not done for her son, right? And so the strengths-based perspective is so big. So just an example of my personal work and what I do. So your initial post is due this Thursday by 11:59, and then you want to make sure you follow up with a follow-up post by this Sunday by 11:59. Okay. So just to switch gears, so that's your only assignment due this week. However, you have your very first process recording due by the end of week 7. So that's due next week, not this week, but next Sunday by 11:59. And what you want to do is make sure you really, I'm not going to go too deep in detail because there's an awesome video that goes through everything that is expected of you for your first process recording, but I did want to highlight some key points in that. I know some students may not have necessarily a caseload yet, or maybe you're doing a lot of observation, but just keep in mind that anytime you have a client interaction, whether it's in the form of counseling or just informal, those are interactions, right? And they can be therapeutic and they can be interventions that are underneath that. So I would really try to pull from your experiences in the field thus far. And if you're struggling with that, please feel free to reach out. And so what you're going to do is you want to make sure that you cover each component of your instructions, right? So you want to read through and make sure you have every single part that they're asking, right? But what's really, really important is that you use the template, and it's attached here so that you can type into it very easily. And what you want to make sure you do is that, let me make sure I go over here. The first part is you're going to provide a brief description of no more than a half type double space page of field practice setting and client and group situation as background. So you can talk about an individual or you can talk about groups, so either or. And so the part 2 is a process recording describing the exact verbal and nonverbal exchanges, right? So you want to have that, which is where you're going to pull your sample from. And then at the very end, part 3, and this is the part I don't want you guys to forget about, right? So column 1 through 4 is based on your template, but part 3 is you're going to write a page and a half double space of your analysis and feedback on the process recording, right? And you want to make sure that you answer each one of these questions, okay? The other part is that you also have a signature page that has to get signed by your field instructor, and there they can put feedback, but I need their signature. But then the other part is if you want to have feedback inside of your process recording, where it says feedback, that's certainly fine too, but I would just make sure that you attach the signature page either way. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.